Here's one of my more popular posts, and I'm working on a new one for ESXi 5.1. But for 5.0 on a 9265, you had to install a driver until update 1 came out. So we're done with that. So in ESXi 5.1, not ESXi 5.0 update 1, but ESXi 5.1, we already have the driver. We're good to go. How do I know this? Let me show you. Here's ESXi. Here's hardware status. Not quite what I was expecting. Let's go to network summary, storage adapters. There's our Fusion. And obviously I'm seeing storage that's on my RAID controller, but I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay. Well, anyhow, something new came out on VMware Site. I'm going to show you. It's, sorry, not this. Right over here. So, this whole family of RAID cards, we can now do a new SMIS provider. And it fixes some bugs. Right? So, I've downloaded that file. That was just the README you're looking at. Where did I get it from? Right here. Bear with me, sorry. Don't have my usual monitor. And this is it. So all of 2-3 weeks ago, it says it's for VMware 5.x. Going back to the README, does it actually say 5.1 anywhere? No. 5.0? No, it just says 5.x, so they're being a little vague there. But anyhow, we grabbed this file, and I've downloaded it locally, okay? So here it is. There's the file. So we're going to need to push it up. Okay, that's one of the next steps. Let me get my process on my other screen here. And the next step is, sorry, looking at my own directions here, how to see the health. We need to get the zip file into a directory on the server somewhere. So I'm going to use WinSCP, and I'm going to put it into the TMP directory. Okay, so Windows R for run, WinSCP, starting WinSCP, oops, Windows Q, WinSCP. All right, so I got WinSCP running here. Go right into the ESXi host and go to TMP. All right, and now we need to get the zip file into there. Excellent. Following along with my directions, Miles will show you what I'm doing. Just reading this. Oops. Let's get the original article. 1 second. Okay, so where are we? We're right here. Past the driver. We're trying to push the zip file in, and all right, so it's having, so I jumped the gun there. We actually want to unzip it. enable SSH, and then move just the vib file. So we don't need that junk left over in temp. It's easy to delete. Let's go ahead and right click, extract this whole thing, and just take care of that. Okay, inside there we're going to find a vib. And some documents. Okay, so vib. It's telling me that all we want is the vib and a readme to tell you what to do with it. SSH enabled, move it with VMware and move it into the temp directory. Yep, can do that. Drag and drop. Okay, now we need to putty over there. So, now ready for putty. Kind of done with WinSCP. And we're done showing the folder. Got the vib we wanted. And now we're ready to putty. Okay, commands. CLI, software, vib, install, hit tab, and it types the rest for me. And now we wait. It's going to prompt me to reboot when it's done. What we're expecting is to see something like this, where we'll be able to see health. Notice there's a whole storage component that was missing on mine. All that should show up. So I wrote after a few seconds. Indeed, there we go. That didn't go so well. All right, so we've got a trust issue here. So there's a way to lighten up on the trust, and I'm going to have to look that up. I've done this before. You know, we never did read that README, so let's take a look at the README that came out of there. See what it says. Copy the vib. Temp sounds good. Issue the command. Software vib. Install.v. And the name of the file. And I need to change host acceptance level. Excellent, there it is. So ESXi software vib install. Sorry, got lost for a second there. Acceptance. ESXi software. Level. Gee, that would be nice if it told me what the acceptance levels are, and I'm not remembering that. Okay, there we go. It's giving me help right there. So level equals, and then I got to type one of those. Let's say partner supported. And give the installer another try. Last time around did not have to do maintenance mode, so let's see how it goes this time around. Do I need maintenance mode or not? If you find a certificate used to sign the VIB, you may need to change it. So I guess we got to go down to the easiest level? I don't know. We'll find out. Typepad doesn't work there, so if I make a single typo, it's just ignoring me. Just make sure level dash dash level equals no space. Okay. Confirmed it's changed. Up arrow twice and try again. Now if we go back to look at WinSCP, and refresh. So let's think about what it's doing, what it's complaining about. Trusted signer. So it really doesn't like this VIB. Yeah, don't quite know what I'm going to do here. Certainly the only VIB in the bundle. Because I have Veeam installed, it thinks it's a Veeam file, but okay, whatever, but it's VIB. Yep, so this is interesting. Maybe block to help. That's very weird. I don't know what else to try here. Maybe we're supposed to be going the other way because I don't claim I've read the instructions here. So with just hours to my flight, I admit I'm a little in a hurry. VMware certified. Okay, let's try that. Try that again. So did it work or no? This is weird. Not compliant with the image profile acceptance level certified. Well, there's only one or two more to try. Gosh, kind of ridiculous. Well, that's disappointing. Um, I don't know what the heck it's talking about. I'm blocking because it's just weird. That's not going to do anything, but we'll give it a shot anyway. Kind of nothing to lose at this point. Let's see if it shows as a different size. We'll go to copy it. Does it say the exact same size to overwrite? Weird. Same date and time too. So flipping that little bit didn't actually touch anything. If we go to properties, it says it's now all right, well, let's try one more time here. We might also try maintenance mode. Not much else to try. But the error doesn't really hint that it's a lack of maintenance mode issue. So I don't hold any great faith that that's going to work. Worth a darn. Okay, I'm going to get this thing into maintenance mode. Bit of a wait for that to shut down first. It's the only workload on there. vCenter, appliance. Okay, we're in maintenance mode. Okay, another bit of advice after some Googling is to do this. And the person, let's see. Bib install. There it is, dash. It's a typo on what I was reading. Nice. Success. So that's the command for success there, right there. It's probably all we needed. And let's make sure I get that on my valid clipboard here. Windows Q, Notepad, and all right, that'll work. That's the one. There you go. All right, so it's ready for a reboot. We can exit PuTTY, and we can reboot the good old-fashioned way. Open the GUI. And now we should have health of the RAID array. Sorry that took me so long. Oh, did I close PuTTY? I did. Okay, so the only trace I have of all those other commands I tried was that screenshot in my video. Sorry about that. I meant to grab more of the clipboard. That's okay. When SCP is done, it's going to kill that session anyway. Now, just a matter of the usual, waiting for the host to come back up. It's about to die as the ESXi host reboots. It's going to take a while to get vCenter back. There we go. When SCP croaked. All that stuff's expected, of course. Soon the ping should stop as the ESXi host is down. And vSphere client also complaining. And there it goes. So yeah, now we just wait a while. Start working on that blog post here. It's actually pretty easy in the end, now that I've seen it work once. So that's good. Looking at my old instructions, yeah, that override was definitely not necessary back then. So dash no sig check. I didn't need to do that in the old version at all. Okay, it looks like it might be staying in maintenance mode. So let's go ahead and take care of that. And take it out of maintenance mode. Okay. And then vCenter should be starting. So what we don't know really is, was maintenance mode necessary in the end? I'd have to do a whole nother install on another fresh 5.1 to know that for sure. But I doubt it, because the README did not say anything about maintenance mode. And again, it also didn't say anything about the no sig check parameter. But oh well. Okay, it's ready. So let's log into vSphere client, into vCenter, and see how we do. Health is what we're after. And it helps if I do the right password. Trying to get a screenshot of health here on my other screen. And I don't have that handy. Oh. Okay, so the vSphere client is in. Now I need to bring it up. Sorry about the bouncing around of windows there. I'm on a temporary monitor rig. So ESXi summary, configuration, Oh dear. So there's a certificate issue going, and the way vCenter was set up, it looks like it kind of held on. Okay, let's see if importing the certificate keeps that message from ever coming up again. Let's get back to hardware status. Nice. Okay, we got past the certificate issue, and I see storage. Nice, nice. And my external RAID enclosures, which have nothing to do with an LSI RAID controller, but I'm now able to see that they're healthy. The word optimal shows. So kind of a nice little side effect there. So that appears to be it. If we look at software components, nothing changed. We're still using the out-of-the-box driver that ESXi 5.1 came with. All we did was add a little bit of magic to get it to see the health. So I'm looking at the date there. August 1st. Pretty new stuff. Battery. Status unknown. It showed that in the old version too, come to think of it. So, all right. 4 8 gig chips. CPU cores. Everything's fine. Let's take that a little further and look at alerting, which a lot of people have talked about over the years. And it's tricky. Okay, here's someone who went through something similar. And let's see what date he's got there. Okay. This person was actually flashing from within ESXi, which is cool. A whole lot more work than for me. I just kind of chickened out and booted right over to Windows and ran Mega RAID from there. It's good to know it can be done. I'd still prefer the full GUI, of course. And then the person did some speed testing, all right. But really monitoring, that's what I want to look at. Or alerting to a RAID being unhealthy. Okay, so we've got a nice article ready. Let's get it side by side and take care of this. All right. View inventory hosts and clusters. Yeah. Wait. I'm sorry. SMTP, let's do that first. So view administration server settings. SMTP. In the mail panel, of course. Gosh, still no authentication in there. That's pretty lame. Okay, now view inventory hosts and clusters. I'm in there already, of course. In the tree view on the left, click the object you want to configure alarm. Select the Alarms tab. Host storage alarm fired as expected when I pulled the drive. Okay. This person's talking about something else here. Okay, host storage status sure sounds good. Let's see if there are other good ones over there. All right, so let's say vCenter. Go to alarm. Say definition. We got all these messages. What about ESXi and alarm? Got all those definitions, right? Make sure view definitions is selected. It is. Locate host storage status. We did. And double click it. Go to the Actions tab. We will. Add a new send an action. Okay. So that's grayed out. This alarm is defined localhost. Alarm set is read only. Except when access to the object where they were defined. Gosh, that's interesting, which means we got to go all the way up here. Definitions. Makes sense. Hardware storage status, edit settings, actions, add. Send a notification email. Okay, when it goes bad, once. When it goes really bad, repeat. When it goes back to normal once, when it goes back to really normal, once again, add. Okay, so that's done. Let's delete that extra line I accidentally added. Now notice what it says. Enter the email address you want it to go to, and okay, that's it. So how do we test out that email is working without actually pulling a drive, which is not a great idea, given I'm leaving this server very soon. So let's think about this. Do I have an easy way to do this? Well, virtual machine CPU use, let's take a look at this one. Edit settings, actions, add, send to myself. Sorry, I need to look. Does that have parameters? Can I set how much CPU? So the triggers, right? Of course I can. So what I'm going to do is, if my CPU goes above 10% for a measly 0 seconds, and 20% for 5 minutes, it's going to trigger if any of those conditions are satisfied. Okay. So that should do it. So I've got a crazy trigger sending me an email as soon as a VM gets a little busy. So now let's make a VM a little busy. Just booting one should do it. So if we look at performance, yeah, let's try that again. Okay, performance now works. So we got certificate issues. Any more tools up yet? Yeah, it is. And my phone just beeped. So that's good. So my email alerting is working. I can be fairly confident if I yank out a drive, it's going to go off now. So let's go back to the localhost. Gosh, my vCenter appliance renames itself localhost even though I called it vCenter. Not sure what's up with that. But anyhow, go back to this. And remove the notification that the CPU is busy. But as far as storage, we still want host storage status left alone. And if we go in there and see it, we should see everything's still fine. You know, repeat could be incredibly annoying because let's look at this. Over here in reporting, triggers, general, enable this alarm, send it. Yeah, okay. Interesting that I repeat until alarm type changes. Why can't I turn that on? Frequency, oh, every 5 minutes. Okay, so as soon as I turn this on, of course. Let's click apply. Host storage status. We turned on repeat, and now we can set how often the repeat happens. So we don't want the phone going like crazy. Okay, so we're done. We've got alerting done. And that should include battery. So there you have it. That's the end of this video of configuring an LSI 9265 for hardware health monitoring under ESXi 5.1. 49 minutes of it, and of course I'll do some edits, but thank you for watching, and your comments would always be greatly appreciated. Please realize this is a rather early, first run, untested, unrehearsed video. But I wanted to get the word out there on how to do this and find a way to make it work. So I thought there might be some value in recording, watching me struggle to get it to work. Thank you.